Hello everybody, welcome back to Online Physical Education. This is actually your second lesson, and I'm going to review what we did on lesson 1, and Mr. Ciani is going to add something to that in lesson number 2. As you know, we talked about cardiovascular endurance. We also talked about the PACER test. A PACER test, of course, was to measure your cardiovascular endurance. You might remember that cardio refers to your heart. Vascular means your arteries, your veins, your bloodstream, and also includes your lungs. Endurance means how well this stuff works together, okay? And we talked about how important it is for you guys to have a strong cardiovascular endurance if you want to be healthy, if you want to feel better, and you want to live longer. Now, the PACER test, we explained how to do it, and there was a couple of videos that you could learn how to do it. And we asked that you did it each week. And what we wanted to see from you guys was improvement each week on that PACER test. And if we see improvement, we're gonna be very happy for you, and you should be happy for yourself.
All right, hi boys and girls, welcome back. It was great getting through your cardiovascular endurance lesson. Now we're gonna move on to muscular strength for our next component, but just like Mr. Fortuna said for cardiovascular endurance, that is the body's ability to supply oxygen to a working group of muscles for an extended period of time. And it's not just limited to the PACER test to help you improve your cardiovascular endurance. There's a lot of other different things that you can do that might be something you enjoy more that would help improve your cardiovascular endurance. Some of those things would include biking, hiking, swimming, dancing, basketball, soccer, hockey, swimming. Those are all things that are continuous that help improve your cardiovascular endurance. So make sure that you're utilizing those, and if those are some things you like to do, make sure you're doing those for your weekly log to help get that filled out. But today, we're switching gears, and like I said, the new component is going to be muscular strength. And muscular strength is the maximum force a muscle can produce. And some activities or exercises to help improve your muscular strength would be things like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, lifting weights, yes, but we're not of the age that we really need to worry about lifting weights. We can use our own body weight to improve our muscular strength. And personally, even as I've gotten older, I like doing that now too. There's a fine line and a great age for lifting weights and how it's beneficial, but we're not worried about that right now. So for muscular strength, we're going to start with the push-ups. Okay, that's going to be one of the measurements that we have to turn in for scores for the state. But we want to make sure that you're not only doing it properly, but the way that you're practicing it, you're getting better so that you can in return test better when we have to give you the test. So stick with us, and we're going to go over the technique on how to perform the push-up. All right, boys and girls, we're going to go through several different ways to perform the push-up in order for you to improve your muscular strength. We're all different. Some of us have done a lot more push-ups and muscular strength exercises. A lot of people, if you're in gymnastics or you're doing wrestling or football, they're doing a lot of those during practice. So you might be a little bit more experienced, okay? This is gonna help to make sure all of us can be successful and that we are all improving the strength in our deltoids, which are our shoulders, our chest, and our triceps, okay? So the first one, which is going to be the easiest, but basically the fundamental stage of doing the push-up, is going to be against a wall. Please, 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 make sure that you do not have dirty hands and putting them on your parents' wall to ruin their walls, okay? Let's make sure that our hands are clean if you're on nice, freshly painted walls. But you want to have your hands about shoulder width apart, and the further you push your feet back, the harder it will be. The closer there to the wall, the easier it would be. So I would probably start about 3 feet away from the wall. And you want to go to where your face is coming close to the wall and you're pushing back and up. And you want to keep a flat back. That is going to be the key to being successful. A flat back and legs. It should be one straight line, and that's going to help you to do a better technique. If these are too easy for you, okay, we're gonna move on. I would use your steps. So maybe I would start with like the second step up or the third step up, same, shoulder width apart, flat back, and you're gonna go down, but this time you're gonna go down until your chest touches the step. If that's still too easy, the progression to that would then be go to a lower step, so maybe the only 1 or 2 from the ground, and you're gonna go down to where your chest would go down and back up. The next progression would be you're gonna go onto your hands and knees. Okay, your feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. You're gonna roll your hips forward so that your back and your bottom is flat. And you are gonna go down to where your chin almost touches the ground. But really the only thing that's actually on the ground are my toes and my knees. My chest, my belly, or my chin do not touch, but I bend at my elbows and lower my torso or upper body to the ground. And then finally, the most difficult of the push-ups would be your hands are shoulder width apart, okay? You have a flat back, okay? You don't want your hips to sag, or you don't want your hips to be up in the air. You want them to be flat and straight. And I'm gonna show you something that will help you make sure that your push-ups are absolutely perfect. And you are gonna go down and up. Again, the only thing touching the ground are your toes and your hands. Your chin, your chest, your torso, or your knees do not touch. Right now, go ahead and try a couple of those. See which one you can do. Ideally, you should be able to do 5. If you can do more than 5 against the wall, try it against some of the higher steps. If you can do more than 5 there, try it on the single step. Then from your knees, then the regular push-up. And then I'm gonna come back and show you what's gonna help your technique even more.
Thank you, Mr. Ciani. That was a nice lesson on a nice sequence of push-ups for different abilities. And make sure you guys start where you can and try to get better and better and better and stronger and stronger and stronger. When I teach kids push-ups and things like that, and we actually do a push-up test in my classroom, I like the kids to know what muscles we're attacking for muscular strength, what muscles. So real quick, the muscles that you use when you're doing a push-up are these muscles here. A lot of you will call it the chest. The real name is pectoralis majors and minors, okay? But most of the time we say these are my pecs, okay? The other muscles you use are in the back of your arm called triceps, okay? I'm not gonna get into what 3 muscles those are, but you know it's tri, like a tricycle or a triangle. There's 3 muscles back here called the triceps and the pecs, and also some of the muscles in your shoulders, but I don't want to get into that. When you're doing a push-up, your muscular strength is pecs and triceps. Now Mr. Ciani is going to go on to some different kinds of push-ups, and I think you're going to enjoy doing them.
All right. I'm going to show you one last thing to help your technique to make sure that when you're practicing this, you're really practicing it correctly. Mr. Fortuna's gonna come over and give me a hand. We're using a hockey stick, but you can use a broom handle. You know, I would just say take the broom off so the one end's not too much heavier, but you need something straight and longer from the head until your hamstrings, okay? So that's the length and what you will need of the object. You're gonna get into your push-up position. I'm gonna be in the up position. Mr. Fortuna is going to place that stick on my back, okay? And now doing this correctly, if you flip this around like this, this would be what we flip this around like this for you, Mr. Fortuna. Set that on my back. Yep, that's it. We'll put this on my back. You're going to put it on your head, your back, and your glutes, which is your butt. And you have to try and go down and back up, making sure that that broom handle or stick is staying on your back and touching all 3 body parts. That is going to help to make sure you are doing the correct technique when doing the push-up. Now, like Mr. Fortuna was saying, the body parts you're focusing on, your pectoral major and minors, or your pecs, your triceps, and your shoulders. every time that we alter our hand position or how we're doing those push-ups, we could be isolating different body parts. So right now, I'm gonna go through a series of different push-ups, and I want you to not only incorporate your family members, but I really want you to challenge yourself and try and work through some of these. Right now, this focuses more on your pecs or your chest, where you have a wide grip, and this would actually be on the outside of your pecs, but you're gonna go with a wide grip, and you're gonna try and do some push-ups like that. If you wanna isolate or work on more of your triceps, we're gonna put our hands in closer together. And you'll see these are much more difficult because your pectoral muscles are a much larger muscle group than what your triceps are. So you're gonna come down and you are gonna do them with your hands in like a diamond shape. We're not gonna stop there or limit ourselves that way. We're gonna try a couple push-up walks. So we're gonna walk to our right, then walk to our left. So you're gonna go down, up, and step and walk. Try and walk 2 steps, both sides each way. You're gonna notice you're gonna be getting tired, but these are a lot of different things that we can do throughout this lesson to help us become better. I like these ones. These ones are called push-up jacks, and I'll do them 2 different ways. Just like a jumping jack, when you go down, your feet go out. When you go up, your feet go in. Okay? You can also do one-legged push-ups. Okay? You can do one-legged where you go down and you're focusing on your obliques, your core. Okay? You can do clap push-ups. Those are all things that are going to help improve your muscular strength. My challenge for you is to maybe make up a couple of your own push-ups. But in the meantime, go through those various push-ups that I just showed you and see how many you can do of each one. Ideally, when we do this lesson once a week, you should be able to do one or several better than each one of those different push-ups I showed you. Go ahead and give it a try, boys and girls. All right, sticking with our muscular strength component, we're gonna switch gears, and rather than focusing on our chest, tricep, and shoulders, we're gonna be focusing on our back, lats, and our biceps, working on the pull-ups or chin-ups. Mr. Fortuna and I realized that you might not have the equipment to be able to do this, so we're gonna show you and tell you a couple different things and places that you can do to be able to still improve these body parts with these exercises. In here, we're gonna start with an actual pull-up. So pull-ups would be with your palms away, facing away, where chin-ups would be with your palms facing you. The difference is palms away, you focus more on your lats, where palms towards, for your chin-ups, you focus more on your biceps. We also have modified ones, but maybe if it's nice and you're able to get out to a park with your family or be outside or get to a playground. A lot of playgrounds have monkey bars and pull-up things or benches that you can actually do a lot of these on. So there are different areas, even if you don't have this stuff at home. If you're at home and you're feeling a little bit adventurous, as long as you're not, damaging any of your parents' things, you can sometimes put like a very sturdy broomstick, not a hollow one, but a solid wood, pole, and put 2 chairs together and use that when we do the modified one. But we'll show you that. But we're going to start. So you want to start with your hands, again, just like the push-up, about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And you want to just try and go down and up and pull yourself up over the bar. Try and get down to where you can hang as low as you can and pull yourself up. A lot of times if you do have a pull-up place or an area you can do it, sometimes you can use your feet to help you up, but ideally you want to see if you can pull yourself up, and it's going to be very difficult. This is probably one of the very most difficult exercises you can do, but it is so beneficial to helping you improve your muscular strength. I would say do the same thing with the chin up, so switch your grip around, okay? Your palms towards you. Again, try and go down and up and do some chin ups as well. If you can do one, if you can do a half of one, that's great. We just want to try and get a little bit better each week, all right? I'm going to show you the modified version next, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Mr. Ciani. I know from my classes that a lot of kids struggle with what you just did over there. At one time I could do those things, and I'm not even so sure I can do them myself right now. Probably I can, but I know it's difficult for them to do those kind of things on the chin-up bar like that. So what we have in class is this called a modified chin-up. Okay, now I know you don't have this equipment at home, but maybe you get a couple chairs and put a stick across there, or if you have a playground set and you can find a way to do this, or just underneath the bench. Okay, like Mr. Ciani said, we're looking at biceps and lats. By the way, the biceps, of course, have two muscles, biceps, and then our lats are back here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate how we do this in class, and the kids are actually tested on this, and you probably know in the past that we've done this. So I'm gonna lay down, and I'm gonna have my arms spread out, about shoulder width apart, and basically I'm gonna pull my chest up about this far, not quite up to the bar, and I'm gonna do as many as I can. So I'm gonna have my feet straight, I'm gonna pull myself up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's what I like to do with my classes. So if you can find a situation like this, because maybe the regular chin-up bar is a little more difficult, this might be a great option for you.